The year is 2011. You go to your nearest shop and discover that a new toy has hit the shelves.
We're Lalaloopsy. We're Lalaloopsy. Made with magic and love. We're Lalaloopsy. From buttons and fabric, cut just right. We're cute as a button, magically brought to life. We love our adorable pets like Persian cats.
I know I'm not the only 20-year-old that has a deep love for these dolls. Many people still collect Lalaloopsies, and some even make videos about them and post them online. Not me. Anyways, today I want to take you through the history of our favorite doll line from our childhood and why you can only find them in thrift stores and way too expensive online. Well, for the full story, we have to go back to 2008. MGA and Mattel are in court battling over the rights to the doll line Bratz, which you may or may not have heard about. Ultimately, the judge ruled in the favor of Mattel, giving them $100 million in damages. Following this, MGA had to quickly find a new line to bring in money. They had to. In 2009, they released Moxie Girls, a doll line very reminiscent of Bratz. Anyways, they released a set of these dolls in They released a set of these dolls. They were pretty basic fashion dolls, aside from the fact that in the box was a little doll for your doll. This line included Lexa with a cute teddy bear, Avery with a silly monkey, which was like a sock monkey, and Safina with a daring rag doll. At the time, no one knew that this was a sneak peek into something so magical and so cute.
Buttons, bitty buttons, bitty bitty buttons.
But before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's enter the year 2010. It's Monday, July 19th to be exact. MJ announces the launch of Bitty Buttons. This doll line was created to foster imagination and creativity while teaching kids important life lessons, unlike any other doll on the market. These dolls were plastic dolls made to look sewn, each having their own story from the fabric they were created from, with button eyes and molded on stitches. Super cute. These dolls were obviously inspired by rag dolls such as Raggedy Ann, but with a magical twist. After their last stitch, these dolls would come to life. But why do we not remember these cute dolls under the pseudonym Bitty Buttons? When I was first researching this topic, I was shocked to find out that before Lalaloopsy was Lalaloopsy, they were Bitty Buttons. Though in my research I was unable to find evidence, speculation is this was due to some copywriting issues. I could not locate the source of the lawsuit or any more information. All I found was an alleged tweet from Lalaloopsy that I could not find proof of, but it said, "Hello, we have some unforeseen problems with the name Bitty Buttons, so we changed it to Lalaloopsy via Twitter." I think that both of the names are pretty cute. However, everyone I've seen discuss this topic agrees that Lalaloopsy is a much better name for the doll line. As I said, I was unaware of the first name used for these beloved dolls prior to researching for this video. Is that because the name changed shortly after launch, or because I was 5, almost 6 in 2010? I guess we'll never know. Originally, 8 dolls were released. These were Pillow, Featherbed, Crumb Sugar Cookie, Mittens Fluff and Stuff, Peanut Big Top, Spot Splatter Splash, Jewel Sparkles, Dot Starlight, and B Spells a Lot. However, MJA would go on to create over 190 unique characters in this line, each having their own personality, pet, profession, and sewn date. I could not find an exact count of how many different dolls there were. If you know, comment down below. Today is not the day I will be going through all the dolls, but if you stay tuned for next week, that will be the video that I'm doing that. Very excited. How could I make a Lalaloopsy video without talking about the fandom? If you're watching this, I assume that you're a Lalaloopsy fan, and this probably isn't the first Lalaloopsy video you've watched. Many Lalaloopsy YouTubers existed. The only one I remember vividly is All About Meep. I distinctly remember watching these videos when I was younger, and while researching this video, I discovered that the channel and videos are still live and on YouTube. Had a wonderful time reliving my childhood and wondering why I had unrestricted access to the internet. What's going on in those videos?
Help me find my nose! Help me find it! I wasn't born with a nose. We lost our noses! We lost our noses!
I'm not sure. But it was my childhood, so I have to love it. If you remember All About Meep or another Lala YouTuber, let me know in the comments. I know there are a lot of YouTubers creating content surrounding Lalaloopsies even to this day. My personal fave, of course, being Lalaloopsy's deep dive into the franchise. Lalaloopsy was and remains to this day a very well-loved doll line. Wikis, subreddits, fan pages, and many posts have been made by fans of the dolls that want to share their love and knowledge of Lalaloopsy with others. Thank you, because you made researching for this video a hell of a lot easier. Sadly, we cannot continue on without acknowledging the many such cases that MGA and its constituents did questionable and sometimes diabolical things to the Lalaloopsy name. Starting with the use of a slur against Inuit people that was used to describe the fabric made to create Mitten's Fluffin' Stuff and her Little's counterpart Bundle's Fluffin' Stuff, which was not corrected until 2021. It was changed to, say, a cozy scarf. There was also a time in Lalaloopsy production where consumers were complaining of an onion smell coming from the dolls, particularly the Lalaloopsy offshoot Lalaloopsies and their ponies. I wasn't able to fully locate the reason for this, but people who contacted MGA concerning this issue said that MGA was fully aware of the problem and said that it was only an issue with some of the batches. Still a very strange problem to have with plastic rag dolls. On a different note, a couple controversial dolls were also released over the years. Feathered Telltale came out in August of 2012. I've seen various discussions on her, most of which have come to the conclusion that this is another use of cultural appropriation, as she is simply a caricature of indigenous people. Some believe there was no ill intention when creating this doll, while others are simply afraid of the consequences of owning her. All in all, I think we can all agree that she is not a good representation of indigenous people, but we can all also agree that she was made during the time that native princess costumes were being created and sold at Spirit Halloween. So, not a great time for any kind of representation. Seeing as there are so many different tribes with their own culture, practices, and beliefs, it's simply impossible to generalize them all into one look. This doll would not be created in today's time. At least I hope. Yuki Kimono was released in January of 2014. Many people raise an understandable concern that maybe we could be more creative with our naming processes than literally naming her after the piece of clothing she's wearing. Some say that they would like her more if she was less of a generalization of Japan. Some like the characters like Suzette LaSuite and Charlotte Charades, as they were both created on French culture without appearing as though they were trying to cram as much of French culture as they could into one doll. This is exactly what they did with Yuki, trying to shove as much of Japan as they knew about into her, creating a very generalized version of a beautiful culture. Other than that, she's a well-loved doll, and no one is complaining about a beautiful geisha doll. Other people have said that Mango Tiki Wiki is a doll that they would have loved to have seen with a different name. However, many love her design to this day. Lalaloopsies were loved for so long by so many. Between the first release under the name Bitty Buttons in 2010 to 2013, MGA had incredible sales years. Mid-2013 would begin the downfall of Lalaloopsy, as we know. I don't remember when I stopped playing with toys or dolls as a child. I don't remember much, but that's besides the point. Sometime I and all of us stopped playing with our beloved dolls and they got donated or something. If you have your childhood dolls, I am insanely jealous. Don't leave your window open. And that's all I have to say on that. Anyways, since launch, MGA had great success with Lalaloopsy. These dolls made children more creative and billionaires even richer. So, yay, I guess. Speaking of money, now that we're in mid-2013, Lalaloopsy would begin to get lost in the sea of toys available on shelves at Toys R Us and Targets. To combat this, MGA began throwing every single fucking idea that they had at the wall to see what stuck, attempting to widen the different dolls and toys within the Lalaloopsy world. So basically, they saw the success of other companies and attempted to recreate it for their own benefit. Seeing the rise of baby dolls, Lalaloopsy newborns and babies were made. We don't need to talk about them because they're scary. I'm scared. Who are those newborns? I'm scared. I believe the success of Generation 4 My Little Pony led to the creation of the Lalaloopsy ponies. You may remember Squinkies, tiny, delectable looking squishies from the 2010s. Well, with their popularity, you know MGA wanted a piece of the profit, so Lalaloopsy teenies were born. Also during this time, blind bags were on the rise in popularity, so MGA also jumped on that. Lalaloopsy micros. Researching this, I literally, for the most part, didn't know what the difference between the micros and the teenies were because they're the same, but one's a blind bag and one is Squinkies. So, I don't know. Seems like money grabs to me. That's what I'm saying. I love the creativity with the names, though, you know? Like, awesome. And when fashion dolls were ruling the world, or just beginning to rule the world, they still rule the world to this day. I love fashion dolls. MGA wanted to create their own version to appeal to an older audience. This being the fan favorite. I really want Lalaloopsy girls. I don't have any yet. I really want some. And of course, who could forget the Pet Pals? Who could forget? Oh, you don't know these guys? Me either. Moving on. The time where Lalaloopsy was the hottest new toy was gone. The company saw a massive downfall in the sales of Lalaloopsy dolls from 2013 to 2015, so you know what that means. Reboot time! 2017 would bring a new era of Lalaloopsy. With a Netflix deal for a show called We're Lalaloopsy, a brand new take on our beloved dolls, and a die-hard fan base, absolutely nothing could stand in the way of this being a great reboot, bringing in even more money for these already rich people. Right? Wrong. The entirety of Lalaloopsy would be removed from the MGA website by 2018, not even a year later. Lalaloopsy was discontinued, and you would no longer be able to find your beloved dolls on the shelves of your nearest toy store. When trying to find why this reboot didn't work, I couldn't find an exact answer. Some say the MGA simply didn't promote it enough. Without knowing about a reboot, no one would know that there was new media and dolls from their favorite franchise. And some blame it on the reboot itself, seeing the show was too far from the previous art style and the dolls strayed too far from the ragdoll inspiration. This because if you've seen the 2017 doll reboots, the brushable hair was not a fan favorite. Already posed arms, like I know, like we can't do much with these, but why is my girl like this? I didn't like my Barbie dolls to look like that. Why would I want my Lalaloopsy to look like that? Anyways, while others acknowledged that the late 2010s was a hard time for toy companies as the market changed drastically during the time, whatever it was, the 2017 reboot of Lalaloopsy did not last, and Lalaloopsy as a brand was finally put to rest. Or was it? Do you hear that? Bring back Lalaloopsy! Bring back Lalaloopsy! Bring back Lalaloopsy! Bring them back! It's 2021. Hashtag bring back Lalaloopsy is trending, and thousands of moms are signing a petition to bring back their kids' beloved doll line. Thankfully, MGA announces that just in time for the 10-year anniversary of Lalaloopsy, they're back! With this reboot, Dot Starlight finally got a little sister. They also released 4 new characters, and a lot of the new Lalas had darker skin tones, which was much needed. In 2022, a new mermaid doll would come out, as well as a soft doll take on the Color Me dolls. If you go to the Lalaloopsy website today, you can see the toys, but you cannot purchase them. Also, on the website, you can read bios of your favorite toy characters, or watch their commercials and YouTube videos. How exciting. That's it. As of 2025, nothing new has happened in the world of Lalaloopsy. A confusing end to a dearly beloved doll line. Personally, I will forever love Lalaloopsies. I got my first doll thrifting last year. This is who I got. I got her for like a couple dollars because she has some marker on her and she doesn't have shoes and stuff. But I love her. Sahara Mirage. And I have our little sister, Pita. Pita. I don't have her little hat though, and it makes me very sad. I really want an inbox Lalaloopsy, but I know that I don't have the money for that. I don't have the money for anything. I have $2. I have re-begun my collection as an adult. And I know I'm not the only one. I don't know the future of Lalaloopsies. Some are inspiring that if we make enough noise, maybe by 2031 they will release 20-year anniversary dolls. Maybe that'll happen, maybe not. I am content on getting secondhand Lalas, as I think MJ has gotten more than enough money from the Lalaloopsy franchise. Let me know if I left anything out. Researching for this video was a bit harder than I expected, as there's not a lot of information out there. However, I think I was able to get everything in here, as I mentioned earlier. If everything goes to plan, next week will be a video covering all of the Lalaloopsy dolls released. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. I'll see you next week. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you had as much fun watching this as I had making it. Penelope Peculiar is out of the building. I dropped my fucking dolls. Me and B are gonna go take a nap. Bye!